Ready? Ready.
What's up, guys? It's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Huddle. If you guys are new here, this is a series that we do each week where we answer your guys' questions. So if you have a question you'd like answered in a future video, wherever you're watching this, just make sure you leave that question in the comment section below, and we will do our very best to get to it. If you don't see it in a future video, you can always join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord, and we answer your questions in there as well. So again, appreciate you guys being here. Let's dive into this week's episode. And our first question today comes from Rai2Glee, and they ask, what's the best way to run Mid Blitz? So there's a few things you want to look for when you're running Mid Blitz. I'm going to give you a couple of options depending on what the running back's doing, and if you notice your opponent starting to untarget your user and pick up what we're doing initially. So when we come out in Mid Blitz, I would recommend having auto flip on for this, just to make sure that our slot corner aligns to the right side of the field. And what we want to do is we want to user the safety who's going to be covering the running back. Occasionally it'll be a cornerback, but the majority of the time one of your safeties is going to be covering the running back, and you want to user that player and you want to bring him down here close to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to cover the running back if he goes out. If he doesn't go out for a route and he stays in to block, if you want to make sure that the blitz comes in, you can always blitz your user here. If you don't really care as much about that and you just wanted to get that running back to block to have a less threat, or one less threat out there in the field, you can always drop your user back at that point and cover over the middle of the field. Last thing, I do want to route commit to the inside when I'm playing this because it's a cover zero blitz. We don't have any help to the inside. So what you're going to see here is, again, if we see that running back go out on a route, we're just going to go take him. We're going to get really quick pressure simply because we have more people blitzing than they have blocking, right? We're sending 6, they're only blocking 5. Now, if they do block that running back, that's where we have the decision to make, right? We're still going to route commit to the inside. From there, we're still going to bring this guy up. We see that guy blocking. Again, the first thing we can do is, if he's blocking, we can just back up here and allow our pressure to still get in, because we're going to get one-on-ones everywhere. So we're going to get a good pass rush still, because again, it's really hard for them to have 6 people hold up in one-on-one blocking. You can see here we get sheds on a couple of people. We actually got 2 people to the quarterback here, and this allows us with our user to back up and help out over the middle of the field. And again, just make sure there's no in-breaking route that's getting open there. Now, if we do decide to blitz our user as well, that is an option. Again, if you see that running back blocking, what we're going to do is we're still going to route commit to the inside. And if we see that guy blocking there, what we want to do is we're just going to blitz as well. And then if we blitz as well, we're still going to have that +1 advantage, and we're going to get a free rusher then after the quarterback. Now, the last thing we want to talk about here is if they're blocking this running back and they're untargeting our user, okay? Because that's the way that they're going to be able to pick this up, right? So if they block their running back and they untarget our user and we're not blitzing, okay? Now you can still blitz with your guy. Another thing that you can do here, so again, if you see there, they'll be able to pick it up just like that. We're still going to get a shed, so you can still get solid pressure. What you can do is one of your defensive ends, I would probably do the guy away from the running back personally. What you're going to see here is they block the running back, and we're going to blitz this guy that we've brought down, and then we're going to drop the defensive end away from the running back in a vert hook or in any type of zone, really. And we're going to switch stick with the D-pad once they say hike. Okay, so we're actually going to let this guy blitz. This is when they're untargeting our user. If they do that, we're just going to switch off of him, and we're still going to be able to get pressure, and we're going to get an unblocked defender because they've told their offensive line, do not block that guy who they thought was our user. But we're going to switch stick off of it right away and still be able to get that free runner in, even if they're blocking 6 against our 6-man pressure. Our next question today comes from Stick Skills, and they ask, why does my cornerback align to the wrong side of the field? Now, this is going to be an issue you'll see against certain formations in the game. One of the most popular ones you'll see it against is Bunch X Nasty. And there's a couple of reasons why this happens, but we're going to show you how to fix it as well with a couple of different options. Now, what we're going to see this happen against is when we're in a too high look in zone coverage, so cover 2, cover 4, cover 6, something like that. And we're playing in a nickel set. Okay, so we're in nickel over, we're in nickel 3-3 odd, anything like that. If we have auto flip off, you're going to see if we come out in Tampa 2, again, assuming that we want the slot corner to be to the left side of the screen, if we're facing a formation like Bunch X Nasty, you're going to see that slot corner is automatically going to align to the bunch side, and he's going to play his zone all the way back to the left side of the screen. Obviously, this is not what we want in this situation. If you drag him over here, even if you click off too early, you're going to see he's going to run back. You could drag him over here and just sit him, and once he's completely set, if you click off of him, he will stay. But we don't want to have to do that because that's a lot of work to make sure that he's in the right position. So what can we do to make sure that he aligns the right way and our defense isn't in a bad alignment to defend formations like this? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to just turn auto flip on. Okay, if we turn auto flip on, we can come out in any play and they're going to align correctly, as you can see here. Okay, so again, first option, just turn auto flip on. The second option is going to be coming out in a play where that slot cornerback is blitzing. Okay, so let's say that we come out in a zone play, which is still too high here, overload 3 seam, and we obviously can see that that slot corner to the left side of the screen is in a blitz angle. If you do that, he is going to stay to the left side of the screen and nobody is going to be misaligned in this situation. Okay, so the first thing we can do is we can turn on auto flip. The second thing that we can do if we want auto flip off is we can come out in a play where that player is already blitzing and then he is not going to go to the bunch side. Another thing that we can do is we can come out in a 1 high safety look. So cover 3 sky, cover 3 match, things like that, where you have 1 high safety and you're in zone still. That's going to automatically be in a better alignment for you. So you can see here, obviously, if we're in cover 3 sky, nobody is misaligned. Nobody's in a zone going all the way from the right side to the left side of the screen. And then the last thing that we want to look at is if you want to run a 2 high defense, right? So something like cover 2, but you can still come out in the cover 3 shell. So you can do that in a couple of ways, right? So first way is going to be using the coverage shell here before you actually come out in your play. So let's say that we want to come out in Tampa 2, but we use the shell feature here by moving the right stick left to right. We pick cover 3. So again, here we're going to come out in Tampa 2, but be in a cover 3 shell, and you can see that our slot corner is to the left side of the field, which is where we want him to be. And then you can also do that once you've already picked your play. So if we come out in a normal cover 2 alignment here, I would advise doing it from the play call screen, because if you do it from here, you can see we come out in the play, he's on the wrong side of the field. If we push Y and then right on the left stick, this is only going to be available in certain formations as well. You're going to see that they're going to realign and align appropriately for you. So again, those are the different options that you have. Again, which one you think is easier for you based off the defense you run is definitely what you want to go for. And this is, again, only going to happen in nickel sets. It's not going to happen in dime or your base sets like 4-3 and 3-4. Our next question today comes from Bio Willie, and they ask, why do you put your flats deeper than your curl flats in Mable coverage? So last week we talked about Mable coverage, where we have a deeper flat and a shallower flat to one side of the field to help defend flood concepts. And I talked about how when we go to our coaching adjustments, we want to have our flats at 25 or 30 and our curl flats at 5 or 10. Now, the reason why we want to do that is it's easier to play a Mable coverage concept out of a cover 2 defense, because the outside corner, who's going to be the deeper flat, already has outside leverage on the play, right? So if they're running a concept like this, where they're going to again run something shallow, run something like a streak, and then run something intermediate with a corner or something like that, and we wanted to Mable that side, if we tried to put the curl flat on the deeper one and this guy more shallow, obviously this guy is already outside leverage of the entire bunch. He's going to be in a better position to get back to where he needs to be to defend those corners or those deep outs or whatever it may be. Okay, so again, typically if we were putting our curl flats on a deeper flat or a deeper depth, then he's going to have a lot further to go than the outside corner is going to have to go. Okay, and you can't put your outside corner on a purple zone, so that's not an option either. So that's the reason why we're going to use this cloud flat depth deeper than what we were using our curl flat depth on. And again, this is something that we use to defend concepts like this, where they're running floods to the sideline. You can see there that the cloud flat's going to take care of the corner, the curl flat's going to take care of the flat or the quick little out route, and then the deep half over the top is going to take care of the streak. But again, that's the reason he's just in a better position pre-snap because of his outside leverage to get to that depth and get to that spot quicker, helping us defend that corner route. Our last question today comes from Brian KD, and they ask, if I individually adjust a zone, will he still follow the zone drop set or no? So the quick answer is no, but I'll show you what it looks like here. Let's say that we have our zone drops for flats set to 20, okay? And we want to play something like Tampa 2. So we come out in Tampa 2 with our zone drops at 20, and if we look at the play art here, you can see that our cloud flats, our flats there, are set to that 20-yard depth, as you can see, to both the left and the right side. But let's say that we don't want the left of screen corner to play at that 20-yard depth. We can custom stem that zone to whatever depth we want. Okay, so let's say that we want to adjust that left of screen corner. We're going to push Y and then Y for quick adjust. We're going to pick the corner that we want, so that's going to be X, and then we're going to hold left bumper, and let's say that we want to bring it down a couple on the D-pad because we think that he is going to be running shallow to the left, but deeper to the right. So again, you can see here, we now have our zone drop set to the right side of the screen, but on the left side of the screen, we're no longer in that 20-yard cloud flat because we have custom stemmed that flat down. So now if they were to run something out there to the flat, you're going to see that that guy is not going to play deep. He is going to be in position to make a play on that ball carrier because we have adjusted that zone. So you, again, very easy to see there. And you can do that with anybody as well. So if you set your yellow zones to a certain depth and you want to adjust, let's say this left of screen yellow, you want to put him really deep, you can do that. He's not going to follow the zone drop rules that you set if you individually custom stem a zone. So again, short answer is no. That's what it's going to look like. Definitely gives you a lot of flexibility and a lot of freedom to set up the defense exactly how you want it to be. And if you guys are looking to get even better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord.